Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this Amazfit Neo here, and this was very kindly sent in to me by Banggood, so thank you very much to Banggood for sending it in. I quite like this detail here, look, all the different colours, nice. I quite like this watch actually. I've been wearing it for a couple of weeks now, if not 3 weeks to a month, I think, actually a month. Closer to. I quite like this watch. In the past I've had other fitness trackers, but they have all had the LED and sometimes touchscreen, which is okay, but I much prefer this style, the retro LCD. So let's take a closer look at it, shall we, guys? Okay, so there's the package. Which is quite a nice box, quite like that. You get obviously the watch, and you get this USB charging cable. It's only a little short cable, as you can see, USB, and it clips onto the watch, but I'll be talking about that a bit more about that shortly. And you obviously get your instructions. Now, as this one's come to me from Banggood, it's mostly in Chinese. But that's not too much of a bother because this phone is really quite easy to use. There's also an app you use for the watch, and I like that app. That app is a really good app actually. But again, we'll have a look at that later on. Let's take a close look at the watch. On the rear of the watch we have the two charging connections here, and there are two little green LEDs just here that pulsate light for the little camera here that checks your heart rate. Okay then, so here is the main reason I quite like this watch. The LCD display here, it's not a touchscreen at all, you can't use the touch, it's all operated by these buttons on the side here. And as you can see, I had mine sent out to me in the green, because I like the green. It is also available in the good old-fashioned black and also red, but I wanted it in the green, which I quite like. It contrasts very nicely with the black face here. We have a what they call the select button here, the return button or back button. But these two over here, we have up. So if you toggle this one up, we get to the battery here, down, the steps I've taken today, the mileage I've done, 1/2 mile. That's the last heart rate that it sensed on me, and there's so many calories I've burnt today, apparently, in theory. Weather and temperature, well, as I've not had it connected to the phone today, it's not showing the temperature out there at the moment. Stopwatch. And back to the battery. I like to leave it in the little footsteps here, it's quite nice. We have a complete time readout, which I like. The date here, day, and down the bottom here we have the hourly alarm, which is something else I quite like because it reminds me, you know, back in the day when your watch would bleep at you for every hour. Okay, so here is the app you require. It is the Zepp app, I do believe, if I remember rightly. And it connects to the little watch. Very easy, not difficult to set up at all. And as you can see here, it is quite a feature-rich app. Probably one of the best apps I have seen for these phones. I quite like it a lot actually. Very easy to use. It's very easy to set the watch up with it. There's lots and lots of different settings you can access with the app. I mean, we've got the sleep score, for instance, your heart rate. The heart rate can be set from anything from, it'll sense it from anything from a minute up to about every 1/2 hour, I think. It'll take a look at your heart rate. And I've also noticed that if you've been resting for a while, like in bed, or you get up from sitting down, it will actually start doing this on the back. Hopefully you can see those flashing away there. So it starts having a look at your heart rate after you've been resting, sitting about, whatever, As I say, we have the sleep here, and you can also with the sleep you can also superimpose the heart rate for the night over the top of it, which I think is quite clever, so you can see what your heart's been doing overnight. There's also all different settings you can put, like show you what you want to go on at the top here when you press the buttons, so you can have stuff shown like the battery, footsteps, etc. Whatever you prefer to be up here, you can have up there. It's a simple case of dragging and dropping it where you want it. I've got this one set up to how I want it now. Okay, let's move along and take a look at the charger. This charger just clips onto the phone. Personally, I wish it would have been magnetic, but it's not. We can see there's a little piece sticking up just here. That's a little polarizing piece. On the back of the watch, we have a little hole, so you can only put this thing on one way round, like so. Just make the little hole with the tab, and then it simply clips onto the phone like so. I mean, it appears to be quite rugged, but I'd much rather have a magnetic clip, charging lead, but it's just what it is, guys. Just clips on like so on the back. Doesn't take long to charge it up. Depending on how you have the heart rate sensor, if you have it going off every minute and checking your heart rate every minute, then I've had the battery go down to about 23% after about a week and 3 or 4 days. But I've now got it set to monitor your heart every half an hour, so it's like getting on for 2 weeks. Charge time down to 23%. I don't let it get completely flat. Charging time is around about an hour or so. It's not too long, couple of hours. It's not too bad at all, really. And once it's finished charging, it also bleats at you, so you get several little beeps to let you know that it's finished charging, which I find useful. This has no touch screen. It's all controlled by the buttons here. So if you like touchscreen watch, you're not going to like this one. If you like LED as opposed to LCD, which is my preference, because I'm back in the day, late 70s, the LCD watches were just starting to get about, and I bought one, and I've had LCD watches for many years now, and I do actually prefer them to these to the LEDs. The LCD, in my opinion, is better. You can set this to give you warnings of phone calls, emails and texts, but it will only give you an audible warning. Unfortunately, there's no physical vibrating warning on this, which is something I would have liked to see, especially when you've reached your steps. Other watches I've had in the past will vibrate and bleat and tell you've reached your number of steps you want, but this one doesn't. It's got no vibrator in it at all, unfortunately. But I'm not really bothered with the fact it hasn't got a touch screen, because as I say, I'm a bit old-fashioned, and I really do like these LCD screens. You've got quite a bit of information here, as you can see. Steps, it's Sunday, it's February the 14th. The do not disturb, which is very useful. And then there's the alarm, because you can set this to alarm wake you up in the mornings. The do not disturb is quite handy, because this one is set, you can have it set to when you raise your arm, the backlight comes on. It's the old-fashioned blue backlight, which you can also trigger with this button right here. Hold this button in for a second or two. There we go. Just a nice blue light there. This will stay on for quite a while, as you can see, and it will switch itself off eventually, which is on for quite some time. It's quite useful, actually. But I say you can also trigger it by bringing your arm up. There we go. It doesn't stand for quite so long, but it's quite useful. So you don't have to press any buttons then. The do not disturb, though, doesn't stop the lights on the back from flashing, and I have found on several occasions been in bed and being woken up. If you get anywhere near your face, they are quite bright, these little LEDs. See, they are quite bright in the dark when they're flashing away. You can see them going there. They are quite bright, especially in the dark, in the middle of the night. I have to say, when I first got a fitness tracker watch, I didn't think I'd wear it very much, but I wear them all the time now instead of a bog standard ordinary watch, because I like to know the amount of steps I take in a day, you know, my heart rate, etc. The mileage you can do, because this will also show you how many miles you've done. Let's have a look. There we go, half a mile is all I've done today. And as I say, we also have the old-fashioned hourly chime, which I also like. Okay then, so are there any downsides to this particular watch? I don't personally consider not having a touchscreen a downside. You know, it's just as easy for me to press buttons and what have you. It does give you audible warnings of messages and emails coming in, but you can't read them on the screen, unlike you can with the LED style of watch. Face is fixed. There's no vibration to it. I would have liked to seen some vibration to you know, when you get to goals, etc. The other thing I would have liked to have seen is a magnetic charging lead, but this one clips on instead. Don't know how long that's going to last. I mean, it seems fairly solid. It doesn't look very weak at all. It looks quite nice. So far it's clipped on easily enough. And as I say, this will give you an audible warning when it's finished charging, which is quite nice. So yeah, I quite like this watch. When Banggood asked me if I would like to review it, I said, oh yes please. And I got it in the green, as you see here. It is available in black if you like the traditional black style. It is available in that. And you can also get it in red too if you like it in red. Mrs. Rathbone's got a red watch which she quite likes, but I like this green. When I first got it, I thought, well, that's more of a sort of like a grey, more like battleship grey, but I think there's a little hint of green in there somewhere. Yeah, I quite like this actually. I'm very pleased with this. Okay, so I would like to thank Banggood for sending it in for me to take a look at. And I say I've been wearing it for about a month now. Easy to charge, easy to wear. It's quite lightweight. It's not too thick. It's got a nice display that I can actually read without my glasses. The Sunday, the date is probably a bit on the small side to read without glasses, but I can do it. If you take a look down in the descriptive text down below right at the top, you will see that Banggood have supplied me with a time limited discount code on this. You can get a little bit of a discount if you buy it from Banggood. Okay then, so that is my review of the Amazfit Neo. I do like it a lot. I like the LCD display. I think the app that you use for it, the Zepp app, is very good. It's very feature rich, very easy to use. It makes it extremely easy to set this watch up. Even if I can do it, anybody can do it. But yes, what a very nice watch, very nice app. I like it. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed popping over to Rathbone Manor, taking a look at the Amazfit Neo here. Do like it a lot. As I say, it was sent in by Banggood. They asked me if I would like to look at it, and I said yes I would. You know, it's good old fashioned retro. I mean, how many of you guys have in the past have worn LCD watches? I bet there's quite a few of you out there. As I say, I prefer it to the LEDs myself, so this is my go-to fitness watch at the moment, fitness tracker watch at the moment, guys. Alright then, everyone, thanks for popping over. Thanks for taking a look at the Amazfit Neo with me, and I do hope you'll pop along in the very near future, because I'm sure I'll have something else interesting for you to take a look at. Thanks for watching. Oh, very droll.